Yesterday, there was another MNsure oversight meeting, one of apparently three of them. And Senator Michelle Benson was there, and she's going to tell us if we're ready for the October 1st launch of this website and this new Minnesota bureaucracy. Good morning, Michelle Benson.
Hi, Senator.
Good morning, guys. Thanks for having me again. We seem to talk about MNsure a couple times a week these days, but it is really important because Minnesota's healthcare system is being fundamentally transformed, and we need to be aware of what's going on.
Right. This new website launches in 5 days. It changes how people will buy health insurance, and I think it's right to be vigilant, and I think it's right that there be oversight, but it seems like there hasn't been very much. Opponents of what happened with MNsure, there was a data breach when an employee emailed out the Social Security numbers and personal information of 2,400 insurance agents?
It turns out there was some duplication. It was closer to 1,700.
Well, then, all right. Well, I guess it's not that bad.
Okay.
Honest mistake.
That's okay. But actually, a constituent of mine contacted me, and her information had been breached. But beyond that, she had submitted her information several times to try to get enrolled in the training program, in the web-based training program. And they breached her information, but yesterday morning she got the link to do her first round of training.
Well, so everyone's worried about if the website is ready, but will the people that have to use the website be ready when this launches on October the 1st?
Well, first, the IT systems, we heard from the Chief Information Security Officer. It appears that they're doing state-of-the-art work, and they actually went to the extra step of having an outside security audit done. That hasn't been signed off on yet, but right now,
eventually,
I think that one will just sit there and say, let's watch it. As you know, the legislative auditor has gotten engaged in overseeing MNsure. James Nobles is
a respected auditor.
The gold standard. He is the gold standard in auditing, and so we should take some comfort that he's got his eyes on it, because the oversight committee can only meet at the call of the chair. So having somebody paying attention on kind of that day-to-day basis and planning audits is important for Minnesota to know. The other part, the training part that we're talking about, is when you go in to get health insurance, if you're one of the 1.2 million Minnesotans who eventually are going to have the exchange as the way you get insurance, whoever you encounter in that process, whatever person you encounter, right now they haven't been trained. Now, brokers, the health insurance agents that you've been buying your insurance from for years, they are professionals. They know how to handle your personal information. But they're supposed to have 3 modules of testing. They've gotten 1. And it looks like they won't get the other 2 rolled out until after October 1st. And so they're a little concerned about how they're supposed to use MNsure. Again, and I hate to keep going back to this, but, we spent $9 million to roll out Babe the Blue Ox and Paul Bunyan commercials. We could have been focused on training instead. Huh. And the executive director said, everything is at status red. It's all moving forward at status red. Well, if they'd done good project management, they would have said, this is mission critical. This is the first. So I have some serious questions about whether they are really going to be ready on October 1st.
Well, and seeing all of, this insurance exchange was passed very quickly, and this website built in haste to comply with Obamacare's October 1st deadline and January 1st, 2014 deadline. It is. This will now be my example of what happens when a government decides it can do things when it is not completely able to. It happens too quickly. It happens too expensively, and it still makes terrible mistakes along the way. What's to be done with MNsure now that we're going to get it in 5 days?
Well, we're going
to get it in 5 days, all right.
Yeah. The people of Minnesota are going to have to be patient and cautious if they're going into MNsure. First of all, if you're going to a broker, I'd say you can probably just turn it over to them. They're professionals. Not just give in, but say, okay. you're trained to handle my personal information. Anybody else, be a little cautious because we have not trained some of these navigators. They haven't received the security and privacy training. We were told yesterday that they have a great plan, but it hasn't been rolled out. And I will tell you, in Anoka County, now again, county workers deal with personal information all the time. But there's supposed to be 2 portals in Anoka County. One's been tested. There's supposed to be, I believe, 20 hours of training. They've only had 1 very short session of training. I don't know how all this is supposed to get done by October 1st, but there are going to be a lot of Minnesotans with high expectations based on the marketing and advertising and push that's done on MNsure. And so just be prepared. It's probably not going to be smooth sailing for Minnesota on October 1st.
Senator, if it's not ready on October 1st, what does that mean for the folks who would like to or need to or have to use it?
You're going to have to wait.
So you have to use it, but you're going to have to wait.
Yep. There'll probably be some manual processes in place. Again, that's where you have to be vigilant. What happens if they write down your information on a piece of paper? What if, God forbid, they put it in a spreadsheet?
Plus, you're going to be in a queue. Plus, you're going to be getting in contact with some bureaucrat and then hoping that they get back to you.
Yes, or you go visit them in person because some of these healthcare decisions are complicated. You might want to sit down and talk to somebody. So just be prepared. They're not going to be trained. And the front-end security, I think we should all be really cautious about.
Well, Senator Benson, we thank you for your vigilance on this topic, trying to make sure that if this is going to be implemented, that it be implemented well, and lack of oversight and lack of...
If it doesn't work, Senator, I'm blaming you because you're on the oversight committee. Start oversighting. Okay. Overseeing?
Lesson learned here, folks. Don't do projects based on political deadlines.
That's it.
Second lesson, big government or small government, it had better be done right.
Yep.
Thank you, Senator Benson. We appreciate it.
Good morning.
Thanks. Bye-bye.